Welcome back, Dunk Squad, to year three of the Madden 24 Las Vegas Raiders realistic rebuild. If you tuned into part two, what a season it was. We ended up having double-digit wins. We were on top of the AFC West. We made the playoffs. Not only did we make the playoffs, but we won a couple of playoff games and made it all the way to the AFC Championship game where we fell to the Miami Dolphins. But we weren't even expected to make the playoffs, yet alone go all the way to the championship game. So I'm proud of the season that we had in year two. Now it's time for year three to build on that season and try to make it back to the AFC championship game, or even better yet, make it all the way to the Super Bowl. And we're going to meet the roster, the team, the squad here before training camp and preseason starts here in year three. And that quarterback that led us to the AFC championship game was K-Cuz, Captain Kirk Cousins, who we brought in the last season, off season, to be our starting quarterback. He was the best quarterback available at the time. And when you look at his stats, I mean, almost 3,700 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Good on the interceptions, not enough passing touchdowns to my liking. Okay yards, but it really wasn't Kirk Cousins who led us to that AFC Championship game. I would say it was more so some of our skill position players, and then the defense really had a big year too. They were like top 3, top 5 in every category in the defensive rankings. But I mean, Kirk didn't play bad. We still were looking to upgrade the quarterback position, and that's exactly what we did in the draft. We were very aggressive. We traded up in the draft, and we took this guy, Brian Camarda, out of Arkansas, 6'6", 233, normal dev. That Boring Brown dev trait does suck, but he will be our future franchise quarterback. Now, we kind of have a quarterback controversy on our hands. We have a rookie quarterback who is the same 75 overall as Kirk Cousins, who's 37, compared to Brian Camarda's 22 years of age. So you would think we're better off just starting the rookie. Win Rookie of the Year, get a couple of dev trait scenarios, boom, he could be a star, superstar, maybe even the X Factor at the end of the season. But is that fair to Kirk Cousins? We just went all the way to the AFC Championship game with Kirk Cousins in his first year as a Las Vegas Raider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these boys battle it out in preseason. We're going to give the nod, the seniority to Kirk Cousins. But if he does slip up, in preseason or the first couple of games of the regular season, then we will make the change at quarterback to Brian Camarda. Shout out to Aiden O'Connell, though. As I record this, the Raiders beat the shit out of the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. He scored like 60 points. Aiden O'Connell had like 4 or 5 touchdowns. So shout out to Aiden O'Connell, man. And him and Malik Cunningham in that preseason in year two, they both had, outstanding performances. We kept them both on the team. I mean, we really didn't give him that fair of a shot to be the starting quarterback. Bringing in Kirk Cousins and drafting Brian Camarda. We may look to throw Aiden O'Connell on the trading block just so he can get like a starting opportunity somewhere else, because he is going to be most likely quarterback 3 with the way our roster and our quarterback room is constructed right now. And then we also brought in Malik Cunningham, who had a good preseason last season too. And then that running back, Josh Jacobs, he's basically the offense. I think he was top 3, maybe even top 2 in rushing yards last season, double-digit touchdowns, over 5 yards per carry. This offense literally runs through Josh Jacobs. We had Zamir White, and we had another running back, Devon Cook, the former first-round fullback. And look at the season he had: 10 touchdowns, 217 yards. Now, he was our power back, and that just goes to show how good Josh Jacobs was in the sim, because we took some of those touchdowns away from Josh Jacobs by making Devon Cook our power back. And we may do it again this season. And then even Zamir White. I think Zamir White even had, 5 touchdowns, almost average 4 yards per carry, almost 440 yards. So we have a 3-headed monster at running back and fullback. And then Devontae Adams, who kind of had a down year, he's just been regressing when it comes to the dev trait. Rightfully so. He hasn't been getting robbed or stripped. I mean, his numbers are going down, so going down dev trait. But Jacoby Myers was our wide receiver 1 last season. He broke out. He had 85 catches, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think he led our receiving core in all phases. Hunter Renfrow may have led the team in touchdowns, though. We decided to extend him to a new contract as our slot receiver. And then Trey Tucker, he also played well. We were, four deep at wide receiver. Then Michael Mayer had a good season. Austin Hooper had a good season. We just brought him back. We drafted a third tight end. And then at left tackle, Colton Miller. The offensive line as a whole held up. The tackles played really well. I think the interior were the ones giving up most of the sacks, so like Dylan Parham and Andre James. But Cesar Ruiz, man, we brought him in with Kirk Cousins, and our money well spent. Kirk Cousins played okay. Cesar Ruiz was really good. I think he was our best offensive lineman. And then to draft this superstar right tackle, Enrique Porter, in the same draft as that controversial fullback pick in the first round, it was just a good pick. And then at left end, Max Crosby doing Max Crosby things. The defense runs through him. 18 TFLs, 18 and a half sacks, had 20 sacks the first season. So Max Crosby is going to continue to play mad. And then at Tyree Wilson, he was the breakout star last season. He had 10 TFLs, 9.5 sacks, got snubbed in the Pro Bowl. I thought he should have made it. And if he can, keep playing alongside Max Crosby, he might get up to 18, 20 sacks this season. Defensive tackle Blodnick. Let me tell you about the defensive tackle room. Very underrated last season. Bilal Nichols balled out. Byron Young even pitched in a little bit. He should take a big step this season. We just brought back Jerry Tillery. Jerry Tillery was awesome last season. I think even Nesta Jade Severa got in on the action. And then our linebacker core, which is probably the weakest part of our team and defense. Sidney Barrett did not get a fair shot. I forgot he was even on the roster. He was just like a rookie that we drafted or maybe even signed. He got no playing time. But one of our free agent signings was C.J. Mosley. He's going to come in and replace Robert Spillane, one of our team captains that we let go in free agency. Devon Diablo is still here. Amari Burney's still here. And then on the right side, we have Dylan Moses, who's still here. But we drafted this guy, Will Stewart, out of Tennessee. Only 64 overall, but he does have hidden dev. So between Will Stewart and Sidney Barrett, one of these two young guys will have to step up and fill the void that Robert Spillane has left. And then at corner, you got Nate Hobbs, who is our cornerback one. Jacorian Bennett, bad injury to Jack Jones last season during the middle of the season. He was out for the rest of the season. We didn't have him in the playoffs. We needed him as our third corner. We needed him as our special teamer, kick returner, punt returner. But we got this guy, Chad Kenney, in the draft, and he also popped out with a hidden dev trait, that blue hidden dev trait, and he will get a shot. We don't want to rush Jack Jones back, so he may get a shot to be our cornerback 3 this season. A shot to our secondary. I think we were ranked first or like third, something like that, in the rankings. And then at free safety, Trayvon Morig, who didn't have that type of season he had the first season, but he had an okay season. And then at safety, we let Marcus Epps, our other team captain on defense, walk. We had an option to go with Richie Grant or another Marcus in Marcus May, who we probably should have brought in. That would have been fun replacing Marcus with Marcus. But we went with the younger Richie Grant. He's going to come over and replace Marcus Epps. We also have Christopher Smith, the second. So our secondary, or our defense as a whole, got better, even though we let Marcus Epps and Robert Spillane both walk in free agency. And then we have the special teamers of Daniel Carlson and A.J. Cole, the third superstar punter. Training camp, I think we're only going to do one. Again, we did the fullback last season, and we're going to do target passing, not with Kirk Cousins, but we're going to do Brian Camarda to see how our young quarterback can launch the ball down the field. So he can run a little bit out the pocket. I think he's a strong arm archetype. And man, if we didn't make the playoffs last season or go all the way to the AFC Championship, I would start him day one. Now, it also depends on what type of preseason he has and what type of preseason that Kirk Cousins has. Remember, Kirk Cousins wasn't the sole reason why we went that far in the playoffs, but he also didn't turn the ball over. talk about a former Raider that we had in year one, Jimmy G. This is kind of like the Jimmy G situation with the 49ers, able to go to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, but then drafting, like a Trey Lance or a Brock Purdy while you still have Jimmy G on the roster. And boom, we get gold. So now it's time to simulate the preseason. I don't even think I went in and did my depth chart, but it's all right. We will make sure Kirk Cousins is starting the first preseason game. I feel like that's fair. And yes, he will be starting the first preseason game, but Josh Jacobs will not be playing in the preseason. And maybe make sure that guys, maybe Devontae Adams needs to play, just because he hasn't been the same. But we're not going to risk any injuries to him. Michael Mayer can play, Colton Miller can play, but Max Crosby will not be playing. Maybe we can go with who could we go with? Bilal Nichols. He's already starting. Let's go Jerry Tillery right there. Tyree Wilson, and then we'll go Byron Young, South of area. That's fine. And then everybody else should be, this right side should be Stewart, Chance Campbell. They have Moses. See, they got this all messed up. So it's going to be Campbell. And then on this side, we're going to start Dylan Moses. Corner should be fine. Free safety, strong safety, boom. I have to change the running backs because we're not going to play Josh Jacobs. And then the power back can be our fullback, Cook. Slot receiver will not be Devontae Adams. It will be Hunter Renfrow and Jacoby Myers, and also Trey Tucker. I want to get Trey Tucker in there a little bit more. And then Max Crosby, we'll take him out. We'll do Tyree Wilson on both sides. Defensive tackle will be Bilal Nichols, Tillery, and Young. I want to see some more of Young, and I want to see some more of Silvera, CJ Mosley, Diablo. We have Cancer. We'll do Bernie, slot corner, Jack Jones, and we will do Chad Kenny. So yeah, quickly do the depth chart, simulate the first preseason game. It's very important for the quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins and Camarda, as we lose the first preseason game to the Cowboys. And let's go in and see how everybody did. So, Camarda threw a touchdown, but he threw a pick. No sacks, 11-21. Kirk, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 of 5. So nobody has the edge right now, which, Camarda also had a rushing touchdown. Bandy with the touchdown, who was one of those players that actually went up. I got to see if he still has star dev. But during Super Bowl week, him and then like a corner buried on the depth chart on defense, a pick from CJ Mosley, both went up star dev. I don't know if that's like a glitch or something. But yeah, it was Bandy, and I can't remember. It was a cornerback. It was like a 66, 65 overall that went up dev trait. I want to check that out real quick. May have gotten it taken away from them. But yeah, it did. But Bandy had went up dev trait for no reason. But Camarda is going to start the next game now over Kirk Cousins. And we'll see how he does with the first team unit. Actually, did I say we played the Cowboys the first game? It was the Giants, right? It was the Giants. Then we just beat the Cowboys. And Camarda threw a pick. Kirk didn't. Under 14. So, yeah, right now Kirk Cousins is leading. He has a slight edge. Fitzpatrick with 2 touchdowns. Let's just go to Raiders. Bandy with a 29-yard bomb. And then we had 2 sacks for Bilal Nichols. A pick for Chad Kenny, the rookie, looking to win that corner 3 spot over Jack Jones. And we have wide receiver mentorship. And this is Hunter Renfrow. Greg Gregory, don't know who that is. So however you want to help him, Hunter Renfrow, you help him. Wish that was like a Trey Tucker or somebody else. But training camp standout. Tyree Wilson, I think, had this before, and he broke out last season. And this is Tyree Wilson again. I think I did rushing the passer last time, so we're going to focus on stopping the run, making him a little bit more balanced. He gets +5 block shedding. And his final preseason game, we are going to start Kirk Cousins again. Not getting any trade offers for Aiden O'Connell. And we're going to simulate the final preseason game against the undefeated Bears. And we lose. So we go 1-2 in the preseason, but that's not important. What is important is the stats of these two quarterbacks. And Kirk Cousins bombed it, and so did Camarda. But Kirk was actually 12 of 15. Zamir White, 82 yards rushing. Dwayne McBride had a really good preseason touchdown-wise. He might have made the team. And then we had no sacks. We had no interceptions. We had a field goal from Dan Carlson. Now it's time to look at the final stats, get a better overall look of how the stats finalize. So Kirk threw no touchdowns at all. He started 2 games, no touchdowns, 3 picks, as many picks as the rookie. The rookie at least threw a touchdown, right? Kirk beat him in the completion percentage, beat him in the rating, yards per game also. Longest pass was 2 yards away, sack. This is tough. This is tough. He has the quarterback of the future and day one starter tag. Doesn't have a franchise quarterback tag because he hasn't proven himself yet to be a franchise quarterback. Oh, where do we go with, man? Then we're going to go with Kirk first game. Zamir White is really good. All the running backs really were good. He also has that rushing touchdown, too. Tell you what, we're going to start Kirk the first game, and then we'll see what happens after that. The linebackers, I really should have paid attention to Will Stewart, Dylan Moses, and Sidney Barrett. But that's all right. Bilal Nichols with 2 sacks, a pick for the rookie corner. And we do have to make cuts. Let's see what we can do here. Is there any team that needs a quarterback? Because we are willing to trade Aiden O'Connell, give him a chance somewhere else. And we got no offers for him. So the Bears, it says they need a quarterback, but they still have Justin Fields. They just drafted a guy. It makes no sense why they would need a quarterback unless they're giving up on Justin Fields. Where could we send Aiden O'Connell where he's at least quarterback 2, not quarterback 3? Cowboys, maybe. Dak isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Falcons, but they got Davis Mills. 49ers, but they had Brock Purdy. The Jets. We tried to give them Kirk Cousins. During the draft, and we couldn't. They didn't have the cap for it. So why don't they take Aiden O'Connell? And I'm willing to get give me a 5th round pick for him. That's all I want. 5th round pick for Aiden O'Connell. Boom. He can compete with Zach Wilson for the starting job. Good luck to Aiden O'Connell. All right, and we have some cuts to make still. Malik Cunningham didn't see any action in preseason, but he's still good enough. His performance for last preseason to make the practice squad. We will have the 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Should we make? We already have our other team captains. I was going to make, Captain Kirk, the team captain. Our running backs were really good. These 2 down here, though, they can go on the PS. We'll go 4 running backs deep. Britton Brown's probably going to get released. And then receivers, we're going to keep up until Bandy. Matthews is a guy that Hunter Renfro wanted to mentor, so we're just going to keep all these receivers. Tight end. Don't think we need 4, so we will move Odin to the practice squad. We have all of our offensive linemen. We have all of our D linemen, all of our defensive tackles. Middle linebacker, this Stoudemire dude, he can go on the PS. We might have a ton of cornerbacks on the roster, and we do. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Kalen Barnes was the other one that went up dev trait. Does he still have it? No, he doesn't. Didn't expect him to. But Caleb Barnes, also fast, will be a special teamer. So Cam Brown, he can go on the PS or get released. This Demetrius Rowe, he can go on the practice squad. And because we're going to favor Kalen Barnes, AJ Parker may be released. Now we have a bunch of safeties too. Beal, this Jerry Johnson dude that we drafted. How many more players we got to cut? Just tell me like 2 or 3. It is 3. All right, so the corner, AJ Parker, will release him. That leaves us with 2 spots left. We will put Jerry Johnson on the PS. And I don't remember this Alex Beal dude. Isaiah Polomeo. We'll just cut him. Don't need him. So that is the team. I want to start the rookie so bad. We'd probably be better off doing that. But let's do slot for Chad Kinney. And let's do one man because he is a man-to-man type corner. Up to a 72. Trying to catch up to Jack Jones. What does this quarterback need to work on? We'll just do strong arm for right now. He's a point better than Kirk Cousins right now. Kirk really didn't do anything. I don't know, man. We're just gonna go with him. It's fair. We don't go to the AFC Championship game. I don't. I don't do it. But at least for the first game, we're gonna start Kirk Cousins. All right, we're going to go Kirk Cousins, Camarda, Josh Jacobs, White, McBride, Fitzpatrick, Cook, Devontae, Myers, Renfro, Tucker, Michael Mayer, Austin Hooper. Offensive line should be set. And then Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson. Defensive tackle, Bilal Nichols. I am going to go at Byron Young. I feel like it is time for him to step up. We could still start Jerry Tillery and then sub him in. It does seem that's what we're going to do. We're going to go Jerry Tillery and we're going to sub Byron Young in. Barrett is going to start on that side. Mosley, Diablo. And then on the right, we're going to go with Stewart. And they got Campbell. Guess we can do that. And then corner, Nate Hobbs, Bennett. We're going to start Jack Jones, but we're going to have Kenny as our slot corner. And then Grant and Cam Smith. Special teamers will be Fitzpatrick. They have the rookie Kenny. They got Trey Tucker here, Matthews. But I want to use Jacorian Bennett. Is fast, bro. We're going to do Jacorian Bennett. And we want to do Jack Jones. Where's Kalen Barnes? All right, he's right here. So Fitzpatrick. Tell you what, we'll do Fitzpatrick and Kalen Barnes. And then punt return can be Jacorian Bennett. Trey Tucker. Hunter Renfro. Fitzpatrick. That's fine. Kickoff start. Be AJ Cole. Andre James, long snapper. Third down back will be Josh Jacobs. Zamir White, Fitzpatrick. Power back will be Josh Jacobs. Uh, yeah, we'll do Josh Jacobs this season. And then we'll do the fullback. Should we do the fullback again, though? Or just let Josh Jacobs eat all the. I mean, hey, we're dedicated to it. He is a first round pick. He is a first round pick. So we're going to continue to feed him as the power back and then slot receiver. Maybe if we have Devontae Adams as a slot receiver, he'll get more targets. But we're going to go Hunter Renfrow. Trey Tucker, and then I guess the Matthews dude there. And then left end will be Max Crosby. Right end will be Tyree Wilson. Defensive tackle, they have Bilal Nichols, Tillery, and Young. But we're going to go with Young over Tillery. And then Tyree Wilson getting in a little bit there. And then sub linebacker will be C.J. Mosley, Von Diablo. And we could do Bernie or Christopher Smith. And I feel like, yeah, we'll use Christopher Smith there. And then slot corner will be Kenny, Jack Jones, and Jacorian Bennett's our second corner, right? So Kalen Bourne, yeah. So Christopher Smith can play right there too. We'll just use him all over the place. But his quarterback situation, though, is interesting. I want to start the rookie. I want to start him right away, but it wouldn't be fair to Kirk Cousins. So our goal will be, I'm going to say we overachieved last season, so I'm going to say about 9 wins this season. About 9 wins, so 7-9. Don't want Antonio Pierce getting fired, especially after the season that he coached last season. Auto-generate draft class. And what is there? Let's see, 3 offensive tackles in the top 5. There's another one at number 8. Got a couple of edge rushers or outside linebackers, but a corner, number 1. And there's only 1 or 2 quarterbacks, but 1 in the top 5. But we're not focused on the draft. We're focused on, picking at the end of the draft by winning the Super Bowl. So we're 83 overall, 87 offense, 80 defense. We got the Giants. We have a camp standout. This should be Tyree Wilson, continuing to stand out like he did last season. And he actually hit this first part last season. Don't think he hit the second one, even though he had like 2 sacks the next game. Rigged. But let's see if we can win at home against the Giants. Can Kirk Cousins keep his job as our quarterback? He may do that. 25-17. And that's why this is as real as it gets when it comes to realistic. Yes, I drafted a rookie quarterback in the first round just because he is a point better. He is younger. Looks like he's going to be the better player at, where Kirk Cousins is right now in this rebuild. We're starting him, damn it. Took us to the AFC Championship game. Didn't play great. Didn't play bad. It's just okay. But we can win with them. We proved that. 2 touchdowns for the fullback. That's why we have him as our power back. Jacoby Myers. Looks like wide receiver 2 eats a lot in this playbook. Will Stewart, the rookie outside linebacker, half a sack. Sidney Barrett on the other side with a half a sack. And then Chad Kenney, the rookie, with an interception already. First game. So, that's good. Camp standout. I didn't see Tyree Wilson's name on the stat sheet. And there's the famous line. Felt like we were poised. Felt like he was poised. But we have a primetime game at 8:20 against the Houston Texans. Can we go to 2-0? We also beat the Chiefs a couple of times last season, too. 2 games went into overtime. We beat them in the playoffs. We beat them once in the regular season. Both games in the regular season went into overtime. We are 2-0, and we got them 2-0 Chiefs on the road. Let's go 31-18. So starting Kirk Cousins was the right decision. We throw for 301 yards, passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions for Kirk Cousins. He is not trying to give up that job. 60 yards and a TD for Josh Jacobs. And then Devontae Adams looking like Devontae Adams of old. 1-1-1-1 on 7 catches. Hunter Renfrow in the slot, 8 catches, 109 and 2 tutties. A couple of catches for Austin Hooper, the backup tight end, and then Bilal Nichols with the sack. And we are 2-0. And Won't be mad if we suffer our first loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe we gave up our first round pick, right, to trade up for the quarterback. He's definitely going to start next year. No matter what happens this season, we can win the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. We can make it back to the AFC Championship game. We could not make the playoffs. But we invested so much in that pick. We have to play him at some point as Kirk Cousins gets player of the week, making it an even tougher decision for us to move on from him. But undefeated streak could end here against the juggernaut Chiefs. 38-20. They almost dropped 40 on our heads. Sunday night football game, by the way. We outrushed them. They outpassed us. 4 turnovers. So after 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and a Player of the Week award, Kirk goes for 164, 1 touchdown, and 4 picks. And this is after I was just bragging and boasting about him. Hell, we don't have to move on from him. 172 and 2 for Josh Jacobs. Jacoby Myers was our leading receiver. Touchdown for Davante Adams on 1 catch for 4 yards. Max Crosby gets his first sack of the season. And then Daniel Carlson misses his field goal. So just a bad game from everybody all around. But terrible game from Kirk Cousins. Terrible. But that was against the Chiefs. If he has another bad performance against the Commanders, maybe we consider a change. But it may be too early because we just dropped 45, almost 50. 45-21 against the Washington Commanders. And Kirk Cousins, did he have a bounce-back game? Yes, he did. 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks from the offensive line. 2 touchdowns for the fullback and Josh Jacobs. Davante Adams having a bounce-back season. Zamir White with the receiving touchdown. We had a sack for C.J. Mosley, sack for Sidney Barrett, pick for Trayvon Murray, pick for Jack Jones, kick made from Daniel Carlson. We are 3-1. We are probably second in the division behind the Chiefs. Yeah, they're undefeated. We have a breakout DB, and it is for Trayvon Morig, who I can't remember if he kept his star dev or is he down to normal. I'm not sure, but let's see what happens. We got the 2-2 Titans, another prime time. They're putting us on a lot of TV games. Guess we're making the AFC Championship game last season. More people want to know why it's taking forever here, and we win against the Titans. 21-14, close game, 1 possession game on Monday Night Football. So we already played a Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, just all the nights. What happened? Kirk Cousins not turning the ball over, but offensive line giving up 5 sacks. But look at that, Kirk Cousins was still efficient, 20 of 23, 86 completion percentage. We kind of held Derrick Henry in check. They held Josh Jacobs in check, but they cannot stop this fullback Devon Cook. He was worth every bit of that first round pick. Davante Adams is back. Hunter Renfrow, we extended him on a new contract, but Colton Miller giving up 4 sacks. Can't do that, man. You're our best offensive lineman. No sacks from the defense, no picks from the defense, no field goals made. But we do walk out with a W. We are 4-1. Try to stop myself from yawning. The Chiefs are undefeated still. We got the 1-4 division game Broncos, and Trayvon Morig does not hit on his depth trade scenario. So after that great season he had, Pro Bowl season in year 1, hasn't lived up to it after we extended him on a new contract. Just took the bag and ran away with it. 35-14. And looks like we're having another good season. I'm not going to jinx it, though, because you know what happens after the bye week. We got one in week 10, but we did not. How did we win this game? They just turned the ball over too many times, and we were up 28-0 at the half. Touchdown for Kirk Cousins. Not a lot of passing yards, not a lot of touchdowns, but 11 of 13. Really efficient. No sacks. Offensive line protecting them. We beat a rookie quarterback. See, this is another reason why I kind of want to start a rookie quarterback. There is another rookie quarterback within the division. He's most likely going to win Rookie of the Year, get upgraded, dev trait, and we're not playing our rookie, but as long as we're winning games, this fullback is averaging 2 touchdowns a game, bro. He had 10 last season. He might eclipse that here in his sophomore season. Better make the damn Pro Bowl. 4.5 sacks for Max Crosby, 1.5 for Tyree Wilson. No field goals made, no field goals needed. We are 5-1. We are second in the AFC West, behind the only team that has beaten us this season, the 6-0 Chiefs. We do have the Jaguars, though. And Max Crosby, 9 tackles, 4 sacks. Another Player of the Week award for the Raiders. We got the Jaguars, though. Tough game on the road. They're 83 overall as well. And can we get a dub? Can we get a dub? Week 7, mock draft 2. We don't have to look at it, and we lose. To the Jags. 13-24. 1 turnover from Kirk Cousins. 4 sacks from the offensive line. Josh Jacobs, a lot of yards, but can't get in the end zone. A lot of yards for Devontae Adams, couldn't get in the end zone. Austin Hooper. Where the hell is Michael Mayer, man? 2 sacks for Max Crosby. 2 sacks for C.J. Mosley. Daniel Carlson, where? I haven't seen Michael Mayer's name. But I saw a lot of Austin Hooper. Why is that? Okay. Just checking. Just checking. We got 6-1 Cowboys, our schedule. Getting a little bit, tough. And we lose another one. Second in a row. Only a 1 possession game. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just 1 turnover. Dak was outstanding. 5 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. 2 touchdowns he's averaging 2 a game. I think he's already at 10. He's already at 10 touchdowns. Why are we feeding Austin Hooper so much? But he's already, I think, at 10 touchdowns, bro. He's already at 10 touchdowns, and we're 10 weeks in the season? He's averaging a touchdown a game, but it's really 2. I got to see this. I called it. 10 freaking touchdowns, bro. Let's go. He's unstoppable. He is unstoppable at fullback. We're bringing fullbacks back. Fullbacks matter. We're at week 9, so we are going to upgrade the team. Chad Kenny with a couple more. He's an X factor. We drafted an X factor corner. We got to put him over Jack Jones now. What a pick. What a pick. And we got this, bro, in the 3rd round. Let's go. From the fullback last season, which I really can't take all that credit for. I put him on the list. We were going to draft him, just not in the 1st round. But the left tackle that was a superstar, or right tackle that was a superstar, and now an X factor corner in the 3rd round. Why don't I have one of those guys as the sub linebackers? Is the real question. Smith is doing okay, but Bernie, Stewart, Barrett, one of these guys really should. But we're just gonna keep it the way it is. Keep it the way it is. Got the 1-7 Broncos, prime time again, trying to get off this losing streak. And what is going on? Is it time? The bye week, make a switch at quarterback. To save our season, or this could sabotage Richie Grant with a half a sack. I don't know. I don't know. We are at the bye week. We're 5-4. We're not out of it. Chiefs look like they're running away with it. Would this be the right time? I know we're not going to win no Rookie of the Year, none of that. But almost 2,000 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, 7 picks. Five and 4. I'll tell you what. Making him play against the Chiefs would just be setting him up. So we're gonna let Kirk Cousins get this bye week. Play the Chiefs. We don't have to win because it's the Chiefs, but if he doesn't have good stats, and this Jacoby Myers one is going to be tough. We have a lot of cap room, though. I would take, you know what? Take this. Okay. Colton Miller, take this. All right. Wait, what? I thought he accepted it. Dylan Parham, probably upgrades, not interested. Wait and see. Still solid. Jack Jones, we have his replacement. Zamir White, we have a fullback that gets the power back. Uh, Silvera doesn't get in. Bilal Nichols, I've been waiting to get off that contract, but he's playing well. He can earn himself another new contract. And then CJ Mosley we brought in on 1 year rental. Uh, it is Kirk Cousins' contract year. AJ Cole, though, we're definitely bringing back. Definitely bring it back. He can get a 4 year deal. Lock him in as the punter for the rest of the rebuild. And then Tyree Wilson will have a 5th year option. And then Daniel Carlson. We're going to lock him in on a 4 year deal. Make them the highest paid special team. So Colton Miller, we're going to come back from. And then Dylan Parham will be an end of the season decision. Got Jacoby Myers back on a new contract. With Kirk Cousins, our rankings aren't bad. But with Kirk Cousins going into a contract year, if we have a first round quarterback who's continuing to develop behind Kirk Cousins, we just jumped up to a 78. It may be time. Kirk Cousins doesn't play well this next game. We're making the move because we'll be 5-5 when we were like 5-1. So see if we can split with the Chiefs like we did last season. And we do. Kurt lives to fight another day. At least we've been able to beat the Chiefs in this rebuild. Not just getting swept by them. And, yeah, Kurt, you needed that, my boy. You needed that. Looks like we might not see the rookie this season. But Cole Harmon, Rasheed Rice, they got off. 2 touchdowns for Michael Mayer. He finally shows up. Touchdown for Hunter Renfrow. That's Crosby with the sack. Have a sack for Barrett and Tyree Wilson. And we are, what now, 6-4? 2 games behind the Chiefs. Man, the Chargers and Broncos are just ass. We have the Dolphins, who knocked us out in the AFC Championship game. Another prime-time game. I remember we got to come back for Colton Miller. And we don't get the revenge that we were looking for. Don't get the revenge. 14-24. I mean, we outrushed them. We outpassed them. 3 turnovers from who else? Kirk Cousins, man. Do we bench him next game? Now we're going to evaluate him game by game. If he does that again, 2 games in a row, Devon Diablo, I haven't seen his name a lot. But do it again, his job may be in jeopardy. His job may be in jeopardy. What was I gonna? I was gonna do something before another primetime game, man. But are we in the playoff picture? Or not? Is the AFC that good this year? Okay. Kind of a seesaw thing going on. Win, lose, win, lose. But I thought we won in overtime, but we could not run the ball. Didn't turn the ball over, though. And Kirk Cousins did not turn the ball over. Zamir White, what happened to, he must have hurt Josh Jacobs. Hunter Renfrow was really good. Devontae Adams was really good. Andre James was not at center. Only Max Crosby, Nate Hobbs. See, a lot of players, they're not having great individual seasons. We're seeing a lot of like Michael Mayer. Oh, where has he been? Nate Hobbs. Ooh, where has he been? Devon Diablo. Ooh, where has he been? Looks like the Chiefs are going to win the division this year, but as long as we can make the playoffs, and here goes this up and down, win, lose crap, we can't afford that right now. We're not even in the wild card picture right now. And Kirk Cousins is so up and down right now. Jacorian Bennett, where has he been? We missed the field goal from Daniel Carlson that would have tied it, probably sent into overtime. That's why special teams matter. That's why kickers matter. We have a breakout DB. We have a new injury, Jacorian Bennett. Okay, our second corner looking to go up to star dev. And let's check out who this injury is. Hopefully it's nobody major. But we have Trey Tucker. So Trey Tucker will come in. Hunter Renfrow will move to wide receiver 2. We have the 2-11 Browns. Let's get our 8th win of the season here, please. We do. 35-14. That's a game that we needed to win. That was a big win for us. And one more win will at least be over 500 and have another winning season. We shut their running game and passing game down. Great showing for the defense. 3 picks under Deshaun Watson. We bullied him, I think, last season as well. Zamir White starting to get touches. 2 touchdowns. Look at that. Trey Tucker comes in. 2 touchdowns, making us regret the contract extension that we just did. If this was a longer rebuild, I probably wouldn't have done it because it's 5 years. I mean, we had a lot of cap room. He was our best wide receiver last season. So, no knock on Jacoby Myers. But Trey Tucker comes in, next man up mentality, man. 2 touchdowns off rip. We got Tyree Wilson. Where has he been? 2 picks for C.J. Mosley. Nate Hobbs. There we go. And we are 1 win away from having another back-to-back winning season. A couple of wins away from another playoff appearance. Did we get Jacorian Bennett? A depth trait, and we are set at corner with Nate Hobbs, Jacorian Bennett, and our X-Factor rookie corner. We're set. We are set. Weekly award winner. This is C.J. Mosley, 6 tackles, 2 picks from our free agent signing, our big free agent signing. And we have another prime time game against the Chargers. We're trying to make a little comeback. 12-2 Chiefs. And just up and down is just screwing us, man. We're not going to make the playoffs playing like this. Look at this. Since the bye week, we went on the 3-game losing streak before the bye week. Then we go win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, lose. Next game's going to be a win, and then we lose to the Eagles, and we're out of the playoffs. Did we miss a field goal? Kirk Cousins was ass, bro. He was trash. He was garbage. 95 passing yards, didn't even crack 100. A pick, 3 sacks, 11-21. Edges were good. Damn, Carlson didn't miss the field goal. He didn't cost us, but come on, man. We control our own damn destiny. Got a tough game against the Colts. Playoff implications. Jacorian Bennett with 2 points. We're really developing him. 2 tough games, man. Can we win on the road to go 9-7 and by a point? By a point. Oh, we have a winning season, 9 wins, no matter what happens to the Eagles. But that Eagles game is still important because it could determine if we make the wild card or not. We ran it. Turned the ball over. Man, see, that was a game we could have easily lost by that pick from Kirk Cousins and not being able to stop Jonathan Taylor. Kirk Cousins with the rushing touchdown. Trey Tucker, he's been a touchdown machine since coming in, stepping in for Jacoby Myers. Byron Young, the sack. Where has he been? I gave him a chance, this season. And now it all comes down to the Eagles. Can we knock them off? They look like a top team in the NFC. We are a 6th seed right now. So we are currently in the playoffs. We will play the Dolphins, which is a rematch of the AFC Championship game last season. And let's just see where the rest of the AFC stands. So, 1, 2, 3. It's the Ravens and the Chiefs, and everybody else is in that next tier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course, you got all these 9-17. You got the Steelers, the Bills, the Patriots. And then I guess the Jaguars and Bengals too. So just win, baby. Just win. And we're in. Please. Just win. Dylan Moses, get a point. Can we beat the Philadelphia Eagles at home to ensure we make the playoffs 2 years in a row? Double digit wins, winning season, playoff appearance, no division title. Give it to the Chiefs. But 2 straight seasons, and we banked on Kirk Cousins. Had like an up and down season, but we gave the veteran another chance, even though we had a rookie quarterback. And that was a tough decision for me. I know most Madden players, most YouTubers, they would have went, "Oh, it's a rookie. I'm gonna put him in. Dev trade. He's our future. We took him in the first round." No, but when I say this is as real as it gets when it comes to realistic, that's exactly what I mean. In real life, if the quarterback isn't ready, you got a veteran that's a mentor, a bridge quarterback that can come in and help you win now while you still develop for the future. You make that move. You make that tough move. Now, if we started losing in the middle of the season early on, yeah, I would have put him in. We thought about it at the bye week, but we made the right decision. Kirk Cousins gives us a chance to win now, and Camarda will give us a chance to win later, maybe next season. But right now, we have a rematch of the AFC Championship game. We get a chance to get revenge on Miami. And let's look at our rankings. So we were the 11th offense, 21st in passing, 11th in rushing. Love all these 11s. 11th defense and 11th offense. And then we were number 6 in the secondary. Still good. Still top 10. And then defense, we fell down a little bit to 18. Don't know who Cam Hewitt is. But Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, no Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Godwin. You got Josh Allen, Zadarius Smith, and Nick Newhouse. Those are a bunch of new names that you never really see up there. Jalen Ramsey, Jerome Baker, Kenny Moore, Jordan Brooks, Jermaine Pratt, Josie Jewell. Didn't mean to click the X Factor database. But looking at our stats, we were 22nd in offensive yards. Yeah, see, it's not Kirk Cousins that is leading the way. 8th defensive yards, 7th in rushing for Josh Jacobs, 11th in touchdowns. Points scored, we were 11th. And then Devontae Adams, 50 yards away from a 1,000-yard season. So kind of getting back to him. But 14, yeah, see, it wasn't Kirk Cousins. We're definitely going to move on from him next season. But at least for the playoffs, he's going to be the starter. Still a good season for Josh Jacobs. He did have 1 fumble, but 12 touchdowns, 5.4 yards per carry. I'll take it. And then 1 more touchdown than he had last season, Devon Cook. He had 10 at week 10. He was averaging 2 a game, and then he slowed down. We started feeding Josh Jacobs some more. And then longest rush of the season, 77 yards for Josh Jacobs. Receiving, Devontae Adams led the team in catches, yards, and tied for touchdowns with Hunter Renfrow. Jacoby Myers got injured. Michael Mayer, about 55 and 2. 3 touchdowns for Trey Tucker. Everybody pitching in. No dominant receiver. Colton Miller, great season again. Under 10 for a tackle is really good, so shout out him and Porter. But Dylan Parham did not make sure he got a contract extension. We can still bring him back, but we'll look to upgrade that position. Him and Andre James. But Cesar Ruiz and the tackles, outstanding. CJ Mosley, good season coming in for us. Devon Diablo, I guess I'll take that. Corey Bennett went up dev trait in season. Richie Grant, first season with us. Morig. I mean, the secondary was 6 in the league, so just no individual performances. But Max Crosby doing Max Crosby things. Nate Hobbs is good, but a lot of niggas we could probably upgrade. Tyree Wilson, a little step back from last season. Still could upgrade linebacker. Not a bad season for the defense. Well, yeah, 4 forced fumbles. We had 2 blocks. Man, Dylan Moses and Amari Burney, we had to bring them back for special teams. No safeties and no defensive touchdowns. Only 2 missed field goals from Daniel Carlson. He did have an extra pointer that was blocked. Punting inside the 29 times, long 73 at 54.8. And then no special teams touchdowns. Yearly awards MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes, Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy. And why is he not on here? There should be Antonio Pierce. But offensive player of the year goes to Patrick Mahomes. Defensive player of the year goes to Josh Allen. I think he led the league in sacks. Oh, Max Crosby at number 2. Offensive rookie of the year goes to that Broncos quarterback. Would have been nice if we played our damn quarterback. Defensive rookie of the year goes to another Bronco, Chad Hughes. Kenny, the X Factor, at number 7. Best QB goes to Patrick Mahomes. Running back goes to Jonathan Taylor. We have Josh Jacobs at 6. Receiver goes to Rashee Rice. Offensive line goes to Peter Skoronski. D-line goes to Max Crosby, baby. Linebacker goes to Josh Allen. DB goes to Jalen Ramsey, who will be playing in the wild card. And the kicker goes to Chris Boswell. And we should have Daniel Carlson at number 8. So we are in the playoffs. Rematch of the AFC Championship game. Let's get revenge on the Dolphins for eliminating us last season. I forgot to bring Colton Miller back, didn't I? But can we get a win on the road? And we do, and look who we're playing. So we avenge our loss, and if we can beat the Chiefs for a second time, just like we did last season, we'll move back to the AFC Championship game. But we only win by 4. And it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. But that turnover wasn't on Kirk Cousins. He actually did what he needed to do. Josh Jacobs could have been a little bit better. Michael Mayer was our leading receiver. Trey Tucker, man. Do we not have Jacoby Myers back yet? That's going to be a big loss for us. Max Crosby, Bilal Nichols with sacks. Daniel Carlson not missing. And we have the Chiefs. Once again, we were 2-1 against them last season. Right now it stands at 1-1 in this season. They're 15-2 though. They are at home. They are the juggernaut Chiefs. So I never feel ashamed getting knocked out by them. So overtime. And if this is it for Kirk Cousins, what a way to go out. Didn't turn the ball over in neither playoff game. Led us back to the playoffs. Another playoff win. Took the Chiefs to the limit. But they're the Chiefs. They are the Chiefs. Crosby, Bilal Nichols. Ravens Chiefs AFC Championship game. Let's see who goes to the. Antonio Pierce doing a great job, by the way, as the coach, stepping in for Josh McDaniels. And it will be Cowboys Ravens Super Bowl. Let's see if we have any Pro Bowls. I would say Josh Jacobs snubbed. Cook, the fullback, once again. Former Raider Alec Ingold, Dolphins fullback. Right? I think he's on the Dolphins. Receiver. Tight end. Colton Miller makes it. Got to work on his contract extension. And Max Crosby, that is about 3 Pro Bowls for us so far. And no other Raider. Should have been our kicker, Dan Carlson. But we'll see if we have any depth chart upgrades at Super Bowl week. But man. Camardo's going to be our starter. We have no upgrades or declines on offense. And then defensively, Bilal Nichols goes back up to star. Kenny was an X Factor. Bennett got the depth trait upgrade in season. Stewart popped out as a star. And did Morit get upgraded, or was he already a star? Yeah, he was a star already. So no upgrades or no upgrades or downgrades. We'll see who wins the Super Bowl. As the Ravens win the Super Bowl against the Cowboys, Lamar Jackson, did they win it last season? That was the Dolphins. But Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP. You have Patrick Mahomes, Mike McCarthy, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Cody Barker, the Broncos defensive tackle. So the Broncos dominated the rookies. They're lucky we didn't play ours, but we will be playing him next season in his second season. So we'll get to see how special he is. Who is this running back? 3 skill points on our practice squad. But we'll look at the retirements as DeAndre Hopkins, Hitman Harrison Smith, Quandre, Derek Carr, former Raider, are all gone. And Andy Dalton. So we should have more cap space now that Kirk Cousins' contract is gone. We're going to have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. That's going to work in our favor. That should give us some more cap room and spending money. So Tyree Wilson, we're going to pick up the 5th-year option. Colton Miller, he's been playing outstanding. So we're going to give him 4 years. Up this to 12. Up this to 17. Make him one of the highest paid left tackles in the league. Dylan Parham, now he's interested, but we're going to see if there's an upgrade in free agency. Jack Jones, we don't need anymore. Zamir White, we really don't need anymore. Bilal Nichols, I mean, we could, but we're going to see if there's an upgrade. CJ Mosley was really good for us, but once again, Devon Diablo on the contract, we can see if there's an upgrade. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, he can go as well. He could be our backup quarterback, though. But we're going to let him walk for right now. Now, what do we need? We have Malik Cunningham. We got our receivers. We have our tight end. We need a left guard. Oh, I want to get rid of Andre James so bad. I have another year of him. We need a defensive tackle. We're going to need a linebacker. Bet you they took the dev trade away from Stewart. Yeah, so we're definitely going to need maybe a couple of linebackers. Why did they take his X factor away, bro? And they knocked him all the way down to normal. That's baby back. That's some baby back BS, bro. That's baby back. That is garbage. Why? I drafted him as an X factor. You could at least knock him down to superstar. I would have even took star. You took my boy from a Goldie to a boring Brown. Why? Why? All I ask is why. Why? Usually don't do that to X Factors. That's stupid. That is stupid. Stupid. Don't need a quarterback. Don't need a running back. Don't need a fullback. Definitely don't need a fullback. Don't need receiver. Don't need tight end. Left tackle, no. Could do a Trent Brown move guard, but I'm just gonna look at the guards and got Tyler Smith here. You got Joe Thuney and you got Joel Batonio. Don't know why I said it in an Italian accent. Like they got Brandon Scherf, got Austin Corbett, Nate Davis. I think I'm gonna go with another former Patriot. Keep the little former Patriot theme here to the Raiders, as if Josh McDaniels was still on the team coaching. We're gonna go with Joe Thuney. Plays for the Chiefs too. I'm gonna say 2-year deal. Make this left side with Colton Miller a little bit more stronger. Get out of here, Texans. Center, I mean, Corey Linsley would be better than Andre James, but not right now. Tank Lawrence is here. We have defensive ends. We need a defensive tackle. Aleem McNeil would be okay. Michael Pierce here is here every season. Grover Stewart, not interested though. Grady Jarrett's not interested. I hate when I have a lot of money to spend and there's nothing here to spend the money on. That is like so annoying. Jermaine Pratt's not interested. I mean, TJ Edwards is though, but he's not. No, he's not interested though. Quincy Williams is here though. Doesn't really fit the scheme. Just gonna go all in on Joe Thuney. I think we're going to go all in on Joe Thuney. I know these guys are interested. I like offering guys who are interested. Grover Stewart. We could go D tackle in the draft with our second round pick, right? And go like Quincy Williams. I feel like I should just bring CJ Mosley back. Played well for us too. Led our team in tackles. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna bring CJ Mosley back. Cheaper. Maybe let Devon Diablo start though. So why not? Yeah, Joe Thuney, CJ Mosley bring back. Take it a little light in free agency, and we don't get Joe Thuney. Goddamn Texans, man. Well, backup plan. Trevor Penning, Trey Smith, Joel Bitonio. Brandon Scherf. Corbett. I mean, guess we go at Tyler Smith. We're gonna break the bank. Gonna break the bank for him. Are you serious? Bro, I'm getting fucking robbed right now. Joel Bitonio. Three different offensive guards. The Bucks are gonna get them. This is fucking absurd. This is absurd, bro. I lost Tyler Smith, Thuney, and Bitonio. You know what? Just give me anybody. Anybody. Did we just bring back Dylan Parham for a year? I really don't want to. Move Tyron Smith in the guard. Trevor Penning could actually move in the guard, though. Can't believe I missed out on those guards, man. Tell you what. We just bring back Dylan Parham for a year. Watch, we don't even get him. I can't even do the evaluation day. So let's see if we can get Dylan Parham back, and then we'll look at linebacker and defense attack. We'll look at defense in the draft. Our offense is pretty much set. We might go center. I'm tired of Andre James. I can't believe we missed out on the free agents, man. We just made the playoffs 2 years in a row. We got a rookie franchise quarterback. Going to be going into his first year. See if we get Dylan Parham back. Okay, we got him back. We got CJ. We got our guys back. 2 free agents that we were thinking about bringing back. We let test the waters. So stupid. Lost the X factor on a corner. So stupid, man. But there's some talent at quarterback. Do need a new backup running back. Not necessarily because we utilize our fullback. Don't need wide receiver. Don't need tight end. Now, I'm going to look at the guards. Even though we just brought back Dylan Parham. We were forced to bring back Dylan Parham. Elite change rate, great acceleration, decent strength. A pass block, finesse. He's a pass protector. We'll put Jay Rattler on the list, and then Eric Boston, who went to Boston College. Like, there's no centers in the draft. Look at Mitchell Waddell. A pass block for that. We can't run block for nothing to save his life. And then this right tackle looks really good. All these tackles do. Demaryius Thomas. Not the late great Demaryius Thomas, wide receiver for the Broncos. Ooh, this guy's really good. Look at these right tackles, man. This is the year to get a right tackle. This is the year to get a right tackle, and we are putting them all on the list. 6'8", 339, elite strength. I need him. We're moving. Emmett Rogers is going to be our pick, and we're kicking him into guard or center, probably guard. We do need a D tackle. Hold on, there's a bunch of left ends on this side. Need a D tackle though. We need. Let's get BJ Person. Looks okay. Let's get Ashton Christie. Looks okay. 6'4", 335. With elite strength, 40 bench reps. Might be the type of nose tackle we need. And look at this day 3 guy, Greg Blackburn. Good strength, but that's about it. 6'5", 320. Nigel Hillhouse, 41 bench reps. What a name. Put him on the list. And then we could use a couple of linebackers. Let's look at J.C. Matthews. Looks like we're drafting a linebacker every single season. And ooh, look at these right outside linebackers. This is the year to get one. So it looks like the talent lies in linebacker, specifically right outside linebacker, specifically right tackle. So the right side of things is the right way to go in this draft. And we're going to be looking on that right side. Let's get D'Angelo Lewis. Yeah, we should be able to get one of these linebackers, maybe 2 of them. Yeah, they all look good. So, yeah. Definitely going to take a linebacker. Definitely going to take a nose tackle. And I definitely want that tackle. That 6'8" Emmett Rogers. Maybe even take him with our first pick just to, protect our young quarterback. Can't believe we missed out on Joe Thuney, though. We get Dylan Parham and, CJ Mosley back. But those weren't my intentions. Now we're going to private workout. I want to do that tackle, Emmett Rogers. I want to do the defensive tackle, Ben Scott. And then I want to do Alfonso Thurman. Those are the 3 guys that I fell in love with the most in this scouting process. But let's see how we do in the draft. Look at those 3 players, though. See if we found out any more information on them. And with Emmett Rogers, he is around 2 to 3 talent. So he is what he is projected to be. And he still looks like a good pick. A awareness, A pass block power, 6'8", 340. I'll take it. D tackle. BCCA. I like it. And then that right outside linebacker, all A's. We got to find a way to get these guys. A catching, A play right, A zone, A tackle, A block shedding. What about, what's his tackle? Oh, he has A tackle? Oh, man. He's a beast. Alfonso Thurman, we have to get him. What are our picks?
Next up, the Cleveland Browns are on the clock.
Please tell me you have a second round pick. We do. And a third round pick. So I think we're gonna go to our second round pick. And if the tackle is in there, we're going linebacker.
With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock.
The tackle is gone. The defensive tackle is there. And Thurman is there. I think Thurman's the better player. I'm taking him.
Next up, the Patriots are on
There
the
is
clock.
another defensive tackle we like. So we don't necessarily have to get the 335 dude.
The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock.
They took all the right outside linebackers. That's why it was so important to get at least one of them. Now the other defensive tackle, don't remember his name. Hillhouse. Yeah, so he's down there. Still some right tackles. Now Waddell looks like he's going to be the next pick. Mitchell Waddell, a guard, pass protector, can flex him out of tackle. Now he does have F run block, but he's a great pass blocker. Do we want him though? I mean, we have him on the list. Might as well take him.
It's the New England Patriots now on the clock.
2 for 2. We are the DraftKings. Just finding talent. We missed out on the tackle we want. Boom, we get a hidden dev guard anyway.
On the clock.
Hidden dev linebacker. Now we're going to go get a defensive tackle because we passed on the 335 guy. Didn't want to trade up for him. Oh, we're going to get Nigel Hillhouse. Not even going to waste no time. Strongest bench rep with 41.
On the clock now.
Normal dev.
England Patriots.
Side. Side. Now, the rest of these picks will be
Now on the clock. It's the Las Vegas Raiders.
mostly for depth. We don't need kicker. We don't need punter. Strong safety, though. Or another linebacker is a position that we could look at. Richie Grant really didn't have that big of an impact at the sign of him last season. A block shed and B play right. Thomas Lindsay doesn't look bad. Who the hell are these corners? A press, A. He had a tackle. Going to Corey Eubanks. A press, A catching, A tackle, B zone.
It's the Bears now on the clock.
More depth at corner. You move one of them back to
The
safety.
next pick, the Raiders are on the clock.
Could use a running back. BJ Phelps, 4.63, too slow, way too slow. I think my fullback is even faster than that. Let's look at this elusive Joseph Mallard. No, sir, not with that poor speed. Jason Lashley. Nah, it's nothing there. Where's that safety? Thomas Lindsley.
The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now.
I still want to look to find a running back,
The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock.
but there may not be one for us in this draft. Now, this dude is 6'1", 229, and he's elusive. Yeah, it's just none. Other position. Could take another interior D lineman. Don't know if the guy that we got earlier was really any that good. Still waiting to find out what his rating is. Why not get a backup, though, behind Matt Crosby? That'll be a good way to go. Let's look at defensive ends. Let's look at that speed rusher I just saw. Benjamin Vincent. Poor agility. Yeah, F play reg. Looks like we're gonna run out of time here.
It's the Packers on
Had to
the
take a linebacker because I was running out of time. But I think I'm gonna look at defensive
The Las
end.
Vegas Raiders are on the clock.
These running backs are kind of just want to opt out of this draft. Keegan Tompkins, just slow, man. But he has ball carrier vision. It's an A. But might as well take it's BJ Phelps guy. Slower. Nah, I'm gonna take the guy, the other one. Where the hell is he? Hurry.
The New England Patriots are now on the clock.
And I know we have a lot of picks,
Now on
but
the clock.
we're gonna make them all. We're gonna fill out this roster. We're gonna add more depth because we bid, the very minimum in free agency. And let's get a physical receiver, Dennis Miles. See if there's a better one before we pull the trigger on him. Another one down there, 6'3", 228. Can't run deep routes or medium routes. Just can't run routes. So let's get Taj Mabry. Dude ran a 4.36. What's wrong with him? Take a chance on him.
Next up, the Patriots are on the clock.
And we'll see how we did. As we... Not bad. Not bad. Get like a C. Just a C. Maybe a C minus. But 75 overall. Hidden dev linebacker with our first pick, which is in the second round. He's going to come in and start, and we fix one of the linebacker positions, whether he plays on the inside with Devon Diablo or on the right or on the left. We have one of the linebackers fixed. Then we have guard, Mitchell Waddell. He could play left guard, but we brought back Dylan Parham so he could compete with maybe Andre James, at center. But we fixed one of the offensive line positions. D-tackle Nigel Hillhouse, he'll compete with Byron Young. We're still going to be kind of weak at that position. And then we get a 71 corner. He's just going to add depth, to our corner room. We get a safety that's going to add depth. Another linebacker that's going to add depth. We whiffed on the running back, and we get a receiver, big physical receiver that's going to add. Why did this guy fall, though? 68, not bad. He just can't run routes. But looking at the complete draft, 2 corners and then a fucking fullback. The rebuild of the fullbacks. They're bringing them back. A lot of corners and running backs. That's all I see. I see a couple of those right outside linebackers. Where's that right tackle, though, that I wanted? What was his name? What was his name? Was it Travis Glover? I think that was his name. No, it's not. Don't remember his name, but we didn't get him. We got a hidden dev offensive lineman. Anyway, we made the playoffs, got double-digit wins again. We got another playoff victory with Kirk Cousins under center. Well, now it will not be Kirk Cousins under center. We're going to go with our young second-year quarterback, and hopefully he can do what Kirk Cousins did, take us to the playoffs and go even further by making it either back to the AFC Championship game or even a Super Bowl in his first year starting. Well, that'll wrap it up for part 3. Stay tuned for part 4.